Welcome back to my channel. Lately I've been doing a lot of things to learn programming or to show different ways to learn programming. And this time I wanted to try something a little different. I have a goal in mind and I want to see if that will work. To do this, I'm going to use the Ren'Py documentation getting started. I think if I go to quick start. Welcome to the Ren'Py Quick Start Manual. The purpose of this manual is to demonstrate how you can make a Ren'Py game from scratch in a few easy steps. We'll do this by showing you how to make a simple game, The Question. So obviously I'm not going to go through and read everything in here. I just wanted to do a little bit of this on my channel before I started doing something on my own. Mostly for accountability. So this first step here, the Ren'Py launcher, shows you how to launch Ren'Py. This is what Ren'Py looks like once it's launched. Ren'Py, the Py is for Python. This is meant to be for non-programmers, so I don't remember much about this. I don't think that there would be much programming, but I just want to see what this is like. So just to show the menu a bit briefly, your projects are listed on the side, and you can go to Launch Project to start the game or project as it would be seen if you were to create an executable and launch the executable. That's what Launch Project does. Script.rpy, Ren'Py, opens the script file using whatever editor you chose, which I chose Atom. So I'm going to go through this a bit. Line 1 and 2 is your define statement. So in Python, define, is that like a constant in other languages? We have defined two characters. One is S, called Sylvie, and one is M, is called me. And then they each have a different color for their text, I guess. We've also defined two images, that's line 4 and 5. Oops. And so we have a logo called renpylogo.png and Eileen Happy, which is Eileen Happy Blue Dress.png. So, according to this, we can at any time, let's say here, FTC, I don't remember how to write this. So you say, show Eileen, and then I'm gonna put Happy Blue Dress. And so that should show this PNG, if I understand it right. We used labels in here, so label, I'm taking that similar to functions, but actually I'm using that more similar to in basic, GW basic, Q basic, the go-to statements, and you would label something as start. I forget what that's called. Maybe they just would write start : So when you, well, I'll show you in a bit the benefit of a label. Now, in Python, this start statement would be similar to your main method. Main, yeah. This is when any player starts the program, opens the executable, and they would click start or whatever the button play for a game. It would go to this label to begin with. So in this label, we're using Sylvie and me, so the screen will actually display Sylvie Hi there, how was class? And then me, good. And then you'll see line 13 does not have a character referenced. There won't be a character listed. So if you did something like display the character's name but put parentheses, then it'll show who's thinking this thought. Or if you put a narrator as a character and then just use the narrator to say a line. But this is the way that they do it, is you just leave the character off and the readers should know by context who it is thinking that thought. Now, supposedly we're showing Eileen at this point. At this, we have a scene. Scene changes scenes. So anything that we were displaying before, any background, any images, they are gone completely, and we're now showing this background image, which I believe is called bgmeadow.png. And we're using fade, so I think it is fading out of the previous scene and fading into this scene. So it's not an abrupt image change. We have some dialogues to click through. Now we're gonna show Sylvie Green's smile, and we're gonna show that image with dissolve. So dissolve, I assume, would dissolve this image, probably a PNG, onto the background. Now, what we're doing with show, we display the character's name. I'll talk more about that in a bit. After the character's name goes the attributes. So, I don't know, we could have an image of Eileen sad green dress. Here we have Sylvie Green smile on line 30, and line 39 is Sylvie Green surprised. Line 39 also displays the image at the right, I assume. And then we have some more dialogue. And then we get to a menu. So on line 43, Sylvie asked, "What's a visual novel?" Line 45, on line 45, we start a menu. The user has a choice. It's a video game or it's an interactive book. If they choose video game, it jumps to the label game. And if they choose interactive book, it jumps to the label book. Which is why I consider this more like the go-to statements from the older languages than I consider a function. From here, either way, we're jumping to Mary, a label called Mary, which is line 64. Then, this is what's interesting, we hide Sylvie on line 68. So it doesn't matter what attributes we used, which color dress she's using, which facial expression she has at that time. We're hiding any image that's on there of her. And then this return statement is actually the end of the game. So it looks like anything that you write in this script file is in one function in Python, is what it looks like to me. From there, so we have the game folder on the side. We have the audio folders empty. We have all the images here. So you have your Sylvie Green of various emotions, and then you have your Sylvie Blue of various emotions. You have your background meadow, background lecture hall, background club, and your background university. You have your TL folder, I'm almost guessing translations. I'm not sure, that's just a guess. And then you have your GUI folder, which I don't know what these are for. Seems like the main menus or something, I'm not sure. I assume we'll figure this out eventually. And then you have your main 4 files. The script is what we're in right now. You have your screens. I just paused a bit to look. You have your GUI. I'm not going to scroll through this entire thing. You have your options. And I assume that there are some things you could do in here. If we actually learn far enough, I might do that. I think this blue dot means I need to save. I've done something. I'm not sure. And I assume this is a Python thing to have the slash so that the double quote shows up. So I'm assuming that there's advantages for somebody that understands Python. Save. But that's just a guess. And now I want to run this to show what it looks like, so launch project. This is our main menu because we haven't used a background image on the main menu. It just says the name of the game and the version. We have start and load, so load, these are all the save slots. You have your quick saves, your auto saves, and then the user has 9 pages of 6 slots each. These preferences are built in. I don't know how some of these work, like it says skip and then it says unseen text. I don't want to skip the text I haven't seen before. So I don't know what some of this is. But I like that they build in full screen mode because I have seen games that don't have that. I have an about file that apparently I can update at some point. A help area, and I don't know what this V toggles self-voicing. And then you can quit. So I'm gonna say start so we can see what it looks like. Sylvie. And then you also have these options at the bottom. Back, history, skip, auto, save, quick load, and preferences. So if I click Sylvie, hi there, how was class? Then me says good, and you can see Sylvie was written in a different color than me. If I click history, it'll show who has said what so far. And if I click back, it'll go back to Sylvie. And then this is what it looks like when we don't have a character to find. We have some dialogue. Now that was the scene with fade. The background meta with fade. So we have some more dialogue. And then you see Sylvie dissolved onto the screen. We have some more dialogue. She moved over. You didn't notice that. She was here, and then she moved over. I'm not sure why she would move. Oh, she was surprised, so she jumped back. I see. Yeah. Okay. And now you have a menu. it's a video game or it's an interactive book. I don't like the way they explain video games, so I'm going to choose interactive book. And you see, it's a different, if I chose video game, it would say it's a video game that you play on a computer or console. And then you have more dialogue. Oh, Sylvie, hide Sylvie. She says, I'll get right on it, and you go to the next dialogue. She's hidden. They just took her image away. So she ran away quickly. And then we got to the return statement, so we came back here. So I'm gonna quit. And that's all there is to it. I think I'm gonna try creating something in here because I do have a lot of trouble finishing projects, especially really big projects on my own. So I'm gonna try with this on this channel and see how it goes. Start out simple and see where I can get. Thank you for watching. And I hope you're having fun with any projects that you're working on. And this is what Ren'Py looks like once it's launched.